A debt collector called me 47 times in 1 month. Now he owes me $12,000. The first call came on a Monday morning at 6:45 a.m., and a man with a flat voice told me I owed $4,200 to a hospital in Phoenix for an emergency room visit last March. I told him I had never been to Phoenix in my life and there must be some mistake. He laughed and said that's what they all say, then told me I had 30 days to pay before they pursued legal action. I called back that afternoon and spent 40 minutes explaining that someone must have stolen my identity or mixed up my file, but the woman who answered said the debt was valid and I should stop playing games. 2 days later, I mailed them copies of my lease and bank statements proving I was 2,000 miles away on the date they claimed I was in their emergency room. The calls didn't stop, and by the end of the first week, a man named Craig was calling me twice a day, asking when I planned to take responsibility for my actions. Craig became my personal nightmare over the next 3 weeks, as the calls multiplied like a virus I couldn't kill. He called me at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and told me deadbeats like me were the reason healthcare costs were so high. He called my office on Monday, and told the receptionist it was a family emergency, then laughed when I picked up and asked if my coworkers knew I was a thief. He called my mom somehow, and told her that her daughter was facing serious legal consequences, which made her cry for an hour before I could explain it was all fake. I filed a dispute with the credit bureaus, and Craig left me a voicemail saying he was going to garnish my wages and put a lien on everything I owned. My phone would ring at midnight, at 2 a.m., at 5 a.m., and every single time it was Craig asking the same question in the same bored voice. I blocked his number and he called from 6 different lines the next day. I begged him to stop and he told me the calls would end when I paid what I owed like a responsible adult. I started Googling debt collection harassment one night at 3 a.m. because I genuinely didn't know what else to do. And that's when I found the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act and realized that Craig had been breaking federal law every single day for a month. Collectors can't call before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. They can't contact your workplace if you tell them to stop. They can't discuss your debt with third parties. They can't threaten legal action they don't intend to take. Every single violation carries statutory damages up to $1,000, and Craig had been racking up violations like he was trying to set a record. I started a spreadsheet and logged every call with dates and times. I saved every voicemail, including the one where he called my mother a liar. I started recording our calls since my state only requires one party to consent, and Craig kept talking like he was untouchable. I sent them a certified letter demanding they validate the debt and stop contacting me at work, then watched Craig ignore it completely and call me 3 more times that week. By the end of the month, I had 47 calls logged, 12 third-party contacts, 9 recorded conversations where Craig threatened things he couldn't legally do, and 1 certified letter they had chosen to ignore. I did the math, and it came out to just over $12,000 in damages. I sent Craig's company a formal demand letter with copies of all my evidence. Craig called me personally on day 2, laughing so hard I could barely understand him. He said I was delusional, a deadbeat trying to scam my way out of a legitimate debt, and that he had been doing this job for 9 years without anyone pulling this on him. "I'll see you in court, sweetheart," he said, and I told him I was counting on it. The mediator flipped through my binder while Craig sat across from me looking annoyed that he had to be there. His lawyer argued that I owed the debt because my name matched their records, and the mediator's face went blank when I pulled out the hospital's paperwork showing the patient was a 67-year-old woman. I played the recording where Craig said sheriffs would be at my door by Friday. I showed her the certified letter and the calls that came after. Craig tried to say this was a misunderstanding, that they would drop everything and walk away right now. "Sir," the mediator said slowly, "this woman doesn't owe you anything, and your company has committed approximately 47 violations of federal law that she has documented with evidence that I've never seen anyone prepare this thoroughly. I'm recommending a judgment of $11,800 plus filing fees, and you can accept it now or explain to a federal judge why you systematically harassed someone over a debt that was never hers." Craig looked at his lawyer, and his lawyer looked at the table. The check arrived 3 weeks later, and I never heard from Craig again.